Canal number 2 in Bell West from 12 hours to 15 hours. Reason for this outage: create section pull and install 2 cross and armed rural cutout switches for auto closure. And in Berbice, Canefield to Albion from 9 hours to 13 hours. Reason for outage: connect high voltage cables for Caterpillar sets. And also on the east coast of Demerara, Success Housing Scheme from 9 hours to 11 hours. Reasons for this outage: replace one 50 kVA transformer with a 75 kVA transformer. This is a capital job. Did you know weekly plant maintenance allows for routine inspection and maintenance of the network to provide customers with a reliable supply of electricity? GPL, empowering you.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Hi there, and welcome to your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I am Joshua Van Sleckman. Let's head across to the top stories we are tracking this afternoon. Despite higher government take stricter policies, oil companies still flock to Suriname. China and Guyana presidents discusses promotion of controversial Belt and Road Initiative. Another AFC member, Michael Leonard Walk, says he contributed enough over the years. Man who confessed to several home invasions released in self-bail. CJ orders GE and GRA to pay $12.5 million storage costs for illegal detained fuel. And 9 foreign contractors shortlisted to build new Demerara Bridge. Meanwhile, homeless man found dead on the Kaieteur shed, 2 security guards detained. Drunk men beat chop man walking home. And a security guard found dead hours after kissing wife goodbye. And meanwhile, clerk of the National Assembly to seek legal advice on Patterson, a PAC stalemate. Get the details of these stories and much more when the news returns.
It is here, the Wake Up Guyana program with your host, Tony from Myconi. Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Kaieteur Radio, FM 99.1 in Demerara and Essequibo and 99.5 in Berbice. The radio with a difference.
Digicel Prime Bundles just got better with 3 new apps. Watch more with PlayGo. Share more with Sportsmax. Read more news with Loop. Listen more with D-Music. Plus extra data. It's simply more bundled together. 51 gigabytes for 7 days for only $2,000. Live the experience with Digicel. Activate today on the My Digicel app.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Suriname had announced 3 consecutive oil finds in its Block 58 in early 2020. Following this discovery, international oil companies immediately began to flock Suriname. So said former CEO of Suriname Staatsstolie Rudolf Elias. Elias highlighted that although the Suriname government has a higher take from its oil resources, and despite the fact that it imposes strict policies, oil companies are running to step up shop in Suriname's waters. Former managing director of Staatsstolie, Eddie Jarhap, had calculated that the revenue shared from the production of oil in Block 58 would be 36% of the gross production. This is noteworthy as Guyana is set to get a 14.5% revenue share from gross production revenues on its Stabroek block, despite the fact that Guyana's Stabroek block is much lucrative. Suriname's revenue share would amount to almost 3 times that of Guyana. We tell you now that Chinese and Guyanese president held talks yesterday on the promotion of a series of initiatives, including the Belt and Road Initiative, China's controversial debt-laden plan to build a trade superhighway across the globe. This is according to a news agency, the official state-run press agency of China. According to that news agency, it said that China and Guyana should take the 50th anniversary of their diplomatic ties next year as an opportunity to push for more cooperation results and lift bilateral relations to higher levels. He reportedly added that China expects a positive role of Guyana in promoting cooperation between China and the Caribbean countries as a whole, as well as in developing the relationship between China and the Caribbean community. Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire on Monday ordered the Guyana Revenue Authority and the Guyana Energy Agency to pay $12.5 million for fuel illegally detained from Atlantic Fuel Incorporated, a company owned by Dr. Richard Van Childs, former head of GWI. The order relates to the payments of hefty storage costs, which AFI owned to the Falls gas station facility owned by China Inc. AFI had sought a declaration of the court for the cost for storing the detained fuel be covered by Stacia and Sharma. As such, the order states that Godfrey Stacia, Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, and Mahindra Sharma, CEO of GEA, be liable for the storage costs of the fuel belonging to Atlantic Fuel Inc., and they are to pay the amount in full on or before the 29th of March 2021. We tell you now that two drunk men armed with cutlass attacked, beat, and chopped a 25-year-old Port Morant resident while he was walking home on Monday. Recovered from attack at the New Amsterdam Public Hospital is Sharaz Azad of Port Morant. It is believed that his drunk attackers are resident of Tain Village Quarantine. Investigation are ongoing. You're listening to your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. Another AFC member, Michael Leonard, has resigned from the party and mainstream politics, making this the sixth member of the opposition coalition to leave since the change of government. Leonard sent his resignation letter to General Secretary David Patterson on Monday. His resignation, Leonard explained, was one that was well received, while other AFC members who recently resigned signaled disappointment in the way the party is functioning. Leonard relayed that his departure was overdue. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Still to come, 9 foreign contractors shortlisted to build new Demerara Bridge. Homeless man found dead on the Kaieteur News shed to securities guard detained. And the escaped prisoner caught stealing fowl. Clerk of National Assembly to seek legal advice on Patterson PAC stalemate. And meanwhile, we tell you that should be. And also coming up is your COVID-19 update. Stay with us right here on Kaieteur Radio.
Public advisory. Major planned maintenance for Friday, March 19th, 2021 on the west coast Demerara from Edinburgh to La Jollity from 8 hours to 12 hours, and on the west coast from Windsor Forest to Best Village from 12 hours to 16 hours. Did you know weekly planned maintenance allows for routine inspection and maintenance of the network to provide customers with a reliable supply of electricity? GPL, empowering you.
It is now 19 hours 8 in Guyana. Coming up next, a short.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. 9 contractors have been shortlisted by the Ministry of Public Works to bid for the construction of a new 4-lane high-span bridge across the Demerara River. Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, said that 9 were selected from the 42 companies that had responded to the government's initiative for expression of interest for the construction of the new bridge. He said that the administration is currently engaged in discussion with the shortlisted bidders on the next step before a final bidding by October 21st to have a final agreement signed. We tell you that the body of a homeless man was yesterday found lying in a truck tray underneath the Kaieteur News headquarters shed at Saffron Street, Charlestown. Police are yet to identify the man, but according to Charlestown residents, he was a homeless individual who roamed the area. The man's body was found around 8 hours 30 by a Kaieteur News employee who told investigators that he went under the shed to remove the truck when he saw the man lying in the tray. Crime scene experts carried out the necessary investigation and his remains were taken away to the Likens Funeral Home. 2 of Kaieteur News' security guards have been detained for questioning as investigation continues. We tell you now that 3 months later, after he used sheet to escape from the Lusignan prison, 47-year-old Philip Jagru was yesterday caught stealing a chicken from a farm in Ruby, West Coast, Demerara. According to a statement from the Guyana Prison Service, Jagru was recaptured around 7 hours on Monday 21st of November 2020. Jagru, along with 2 other prisoners, 18-year-old Mark Emmanuel, 40-year-old Donald Baird, who were also on remand, used a string of bedsheet to escape from the holding bay of the prison. And we tell you now that a man who was arrested for breaking and entering and larceny and who reportedly confessed at the police station to several other home invasions was on Monday released on self-bail when he made his first court appearance. The defendant, Roger Bledman, pleaded not guilty to the breaking and entering and larceny charge, which alleged that between February 20th, 2020 and October 18, 2020 at Orange Street, Katy, Georgetown, while in the company of others, he broke and entered the dwelling house of Maggie Larrick. While in custody, Bledman allegedly confessed to the crime and even pointed out several other homes that he invaded. However, Principal Magistrate Isaac Marcus pleaded Bledman on self-bail, and the matter was adjourned to March 26, 2021. A security guard who was found dead at his workplace just hours after he kissed his wife goodbye. The dead security guard and the father of one has been identified as 46-year-old Troy Wiggins of Kiskadee Drive, South Rhinefeld. He was found in the early morning hours lying face down under a shed at his Davis Street Kitty workplace. According to police report, crime scene experts who ventured out to the scene reported that his body bore no marks of violence. Investigators said too that they did not suspect that any foul play was involved in his death. It is believed that he might have died from medical condition that he was reportedly suffering from for over 20 years. And we tell you now that a meeting of the parliamentary oversight body, the Public Accounts Committee, was again on Monday last abruptly halted without addressing the primary matter on its agenda, namely a motion calling for the removal of opposition Member of Parliament David Patterson as the chairman of that body. As such, Clerk of the National Assembly Sherlock Isaac has since committed to seeking independent legal advice on the way forward. Monday's manifestation in the committee meeting was of its February 4th meeting, where a motion was put by Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Gil Teixeira to have Patterson be removed as chairman. It is 12 hours 13 in Guyana and right across the Eastern Caribbean. Coming up after the break is your COVID-19 update.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Guyana, please join me on the Glenn Lal Show, 99.1, 99.5, Kaieteur Radio, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m. just in case you missed that program.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. It's time for your COVID-19 update. According to Worldometer, your COVID-19 cases worldwide stands at 121,482,542. The deaths, 2,685,291. To date, 97,923,395 persons have recovered. And in Guyana, the Ministry of Health yesterday reported the death of another senior citizen, a 66-year-old woman from Region 4. The woman has been recorded as the 209th COVID-19 fatality. The ministry also revealed 51 new COVID-19 infections yesterday via its daily dashboard. This now brings the total number of confirmed cases to 9,238. 7 patients are in the COVID-19 intensive care unit, another 11 are in institutional quarantine, 38 in institutional isolation, and 625 in home isolation. Additionally, a total of 8,359 persons have recovered to date. And we tell you that the 2 coronavirus strains first detected in California are now officially variants of concerns, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC issues advice on how to safely celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Europe attempts to claim that the AstraZeneca panic. France says that the vaccine as effective as Pfizer, while Italy says vaccines are the way out of the pandemic. Australia will donate 8,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to Papua New Guinea to help the island nation contain its recent outbreak. And just before we wrap things up here on your main newscast, let me bring to you page 7 of the Kaieteur News that is dedicated to being blunt. ExxonMobil expects us to think that it cares about Guyana and its environment when its base case was to flare all the associated gas from the Liza Phase 1 operation. This company already wreaked so much environmental destruction on this country with 13 months of flaring. How long more will this country continue to allow ExxonMobil to poison our environment without resource? And that should be without recourse, I beg your pardon. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Let's remind you that you can get the full details of these stories and much more by picking up a copy of the Kaieteur News at a newsstand near you, or head across our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. I am Joshua Van Sleckman. Thank you for joining us.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on